Sunday at Most, the NASCAR Euro Series regular season concludes today. We'll be going into the double points playoffs from next time out in Oschersleben. But who will have the upper hand in the championship battles going into this all-important phase of the year? We'll find out across both of our races at the Autodrom Most today. Yesterday ended in a little bit of controversy, it must be said.
Hello race fans, we have to talk to Thomas Krassonis because Jordan O'Brien got a penalty in yesterday's open race and you won by the slimmest margin after the penalty to Jordan O'Brien. How do you feel?
Well, as I said also about yesterday's race, it was a very confusing situation. I didn't know that I won until very late in the night. And when I learned about also the gap, that it was 13 thousandths of a second basically, I said, okay, we take it good for the points. I'm sorry for Jordan O'Brien because he did a very great job in keeping the car in front. It was just inexperience from his side, from what I understood from the restart, because I didn't even know that there was a discussion for the penalty. And the team just called me around 10 and told me, we took the victory. So, okay, I'm sure he will get his win because he's doing a very good job, especially staying out of trouble. But other than that, yeah, I am happy. I wanted to win in Czech Republic. Not like this because it was a bit of a mess. But still, we take it because we are fighting for a championship. So for me, it was the ideal scenario to close the gap in the points. And today is another day, starting from P4, but we will try to make it count, this gift, because it was a gift.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Good luck for later.
Time to go racing again in the open division, and again Martin Dubek is our pole sitter. He will be, I think, a little bit disappointed with Saturday, given he started on pole and unfortunately did not claim the win, but let's see if he can avenge that on Sunday here on his home turf at Autodrom Most. Our defending champion wants points on the board, and he's not got anyone alongside him. Bruno Mollers was meant to start from the front row of the grid, but he had an issue with the starter motor before the race got started. Look at that start though from the second row. Claudio Remigio Capelli with a wonderful launch. I think he got a bit of help from behind from Jordan O'Brien, who understandably wants to get to the front of the order as well. We squeeze our way through the first chicane, and it looks like it's gone relatively cleanly, at least at the front of the field. Just about everybody seemingly gets through. Oh, but there's contact there. I think that was Jill Linster. Yes, it's Linster on the grass. And I think maybe Valerio Marzi that he encountered on the exit of the corner. And now Marzi into Patrick Schauber. Oh, goodness me. Not the start that the number 55 club competition driver would have wanted. And that's a big shame for club competition, who had that moment of glory thinking they'd won yesterday before Jordan O'Brien's penalty came through. Martin Dubek, meanwhile, leads them down into the first corner. Here comes Krassonis looking around the outside. He's got it himself around Jordan O'Brien. He's got it himself around Martin. It's Thomas Krassonis to the lead. Jill Linster having more issues in the back of shot as well. But Thomas Krassonis, who inherited the win yesterday, he'd like to see the flag first today and really get that winning feeling, take the car down to victory lane here at Most. Of course, never had a win in either division of the NASCAR Euro Series prior to 2025. So every time he shows up to a circuit, there's that possibility of a first win at these destinations, and Krassonis and PK Carsport have been working together so well this year to move him up the pecking order. He's also been receiving assistance from his driver coach, Alan Day. Of course, one of the greatest legends in the history of this series, and he's been racing this weekend in Portland in both ARCA and the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Krassonis wanting to add to the tally of good results he's had this year, but he's got Martin Dubek all over him. Claudio Remigio Capelli having looked to the inside of Jordan O'Brien there for third position as well, but O'Brien remains in third for the time being. It's a four-car dice then at the front of the order. Capelli, who of course yesterday locked up and got into the rear of Martin Dubek. He was very remorseful for that. Not how he likes to go racing. Thomas Chrysonis looking to hold on to this race lead then in the Chevy Camaro, the orange and black machine. See in the back a shot there in 5th place as well. Thomas Dombrowski. I think a sticker just flew off the front of Jordan O'Brien's car there. But Dombrowski is going to be a point of interest for PK Carsport as well, because he's there running 5th in the car that suffered so many brake issues yesterday in the Pro Division with Vittorio Gorelli. So I imagine Vittorio has a seat and is eagerly watching the progress of that number 24 car in 5th place to be sure that there's no repeat of that today. Of course, this being the final day of regular season, after this race will be dropping each driver's worst race of the season from their points score. And I think just about every driver has already had a poor race this season. It's been a dramatic year in the open division of the NASCAR Euro Series. But 2 of our primary protagonists are at the front of the order, Chrysonis and Dubek. Dubek, of course, the defending champion on home turf. He's desperate to try and prove a point here and get to the top step. Of course, it's great for him to be on the top step here of all places. A lot of his sponsors originate from here. Not to mention, supporting him this weekend is President Pavel. The president of Czechia is here supporting Martin Dubek this weekend. Jordan O'Brien, meanwhile, coming under scrutiny from Claudio Remeggio Capelli. Capelli late on the brakes, and he manages to move up to 3rd briefly, but O'Brien gives him a nudge. I think that was a very clear expression of Jordan O'Brien's feelings on that move. Unfortunately for the club competition driver, he now is behind Claudio Remeggio Capelli for Academy Alex Caffey Motorsport. You see Capelli there struggling for traction at that hairpin at the bottom end of the circuit. Looks like O'Brien has some damage as well from that contact at turn 2. The right side of the nose of the car looking a lot lower to the floor, and hopefully that doesn't bottom out onto the tarmac too much. That might affect his steering. O'Brien, with a podium finish yesterday, would like to match that performance on Sunday here at Autodrom Most. American racer really making impact on the Euro NASCAR Open division, which is really entertaining and exciting to see. Meanwhile, here comes a potential retaliation from O'Brien. He's in the slipstream on Capelli. He is very, very late on the brakes. It's almost a replica of the move we saw a lap ago, but he drifts too wide. He's across the gravel. And he loses the rear. Oh, Jordan. And he loses some bodywork as well. That's going to drop him down to 5th position. Just ahead of Gambarotto, who's having a good run in 6th place, but red flags out around the circuit, and I believe it's because of the 77 of Happy Nessa, which was catching fire above the exhaust pipes there briefly. No surprise that we're under red flag. I think Nessa's got the car going again, but question marks for everyone as to what happens now. We're only 3 laps away. We're back underway under safety car, but the checkered flag is coming out this time. It's a shame because we were getting to a crescendo for the podium positions in those fights, but Thomas Chrysonis will cross the line and wrap the weekend. 2 wins in 2 days for Chrysonis. That's a huge leap for him in the Open Division title fight. This time he gets to come to victory lane as well.
Thomas, congratulations not only for the perfect sweep here at Autodrom Most, 2 race wins, but also you're the champion of the regular season, 5 points ahead of Martin Dubek. You will head into the playoffs as the championship leader. How does it feel like?
Well, it was not easy. You know, we were a little bit unlucky with the DNFs that we had throughout the season. And how Martin said in England, I was probably going to be a little bit angry with the blocking. Probably will be the same for him here because, you know, I blocked a lot. It's his home track. He wanted the win. But yeah, we're fighting for the championship. He did very clean battle, I have to say that. It was very tough, and for sure we will have a very good show until who is the champion. You know, Martin will not let it go. So yeah, I think we are going into the playoffs with a lot of excitement, also for me, also for him. Everybody's very hungry for the win. I'm very happy to have these guys as my competitors because it makes the championship very, very interesting and difficult. So yeah, thanks to my sponsors, Costa Mare, Dodoni, my coach, driving coach, Alon Day, who's watching from the US, my coach Paul Tibas, my friends and family who are here, and obviously I forget all this. I was thinking I'm forgetting something. My team, PK Carsport, my chief mechanic Gunther Gillen, for creating this amazing rocket of a car. And yeah, one more race today for the Pro. Hopefully we can bring it also again in the top 5. Yeah, that's it.
How was your race? You were battling a lot there.
Was a very fighting race. I tried to keep the pace and find the right moment.
From me.
In vacation,
Now,
yes. I push him.
Money, you know, it's a deal.
It's a deal, yeah. No, I tried the right moment. I know O'Brien was the only driver I can catch. I wait the right moment. I did the right attack in the right moment. Then he tried to reply, but I saw it was so late on the brake. So I let the door open. I waited him pass, and then I come back to the track. But you know, I'm not happy. I'm happy for the race today. I'm a little bit afraid again for yesterday's. You know, to what happened with Martin. This is my friend. I told you, is racing, but. Sometimes with friends it's not so good.
Happy Nessa, what happened to your car?
Oh,
Saw your flames.
yeah, well, I broke a little late and I was in the wrong gear, like in the third gear. I wanted to shift in the second, so my rear blocked. And then I turned and I went to the gravel. I wanted to restart the car, but it didn't work. And I didn't saw the fire, so I was just saw the rescue coming, like wondering what's going on. Then my car started again, and I wanted to race, but they said, "Look, you have to stop," because it was the fire. So yes, this girl is on fire, I would say. But yeah, it was good. It was a good race. I think I made it good. Like I gained 2 places, but in the end, now I'm last.
Well, there you go. Thomas Krasonis on the top step, and he's 5 points clear in the championship race in the open division. Dachroth, Schorber, Dombrovski, Tabat Kalatza, your top 6 in that title fight, which is going to get even more interesting now that we go into the double points standings element of the year in the playoffs. Dombrovski winning in Master Trophy. Claudio Reggio Capelli, your winner in Legend Trophy. Happy Nessa wins the Lady Trophy. Let's switch focus then to the Pro Division, where Gianmarco Ercoli and Vittorio Gorelli look to be the main protagonists in the title fight.
Vittorio Gorelli next to me, the reigning NASCAR Euro Series champion. Vittorio, yesterday, not a good race, but after you came into the pits, fixed the car, you made a phenomenal lap for the second race, so you're in pole position. Can you give me a little bit of a feeling what you did there?
Yeah, we had a very tricky weekend in the practice. We had the brake failure in practice 1 and brake failure in practice 2. And we were changing stuff, but we had the brake failure in practice in qualifying and Super Pole. I did a lap with no brakes. I don't know how, but I managed. But yeah, we fixed it finally, and I managed to do a good lap for race 2, so we're starting in the front. But yeah, it was the baby was hard to me this time, so she's not treating me well. But hopefully it will be a good day, and we're very hyped. We're starting in the front. We have a good pace from the warm up and looking good.
All right, good luck and have fun. Thank you.
A motivated Vittorio Gorelli is our pole sitter then for today's race, looking to bounce back from what's been a tumultuous weekend so far. all of the fans up close and personal, as always, with our stars here in the NASCAR Euro Series. Over 43,000 fans across the weekend here at Most. Huge support in Czechia for the NASCAR Euro Series. It's Garelli and Erkli on the front row, Hazemans and Jufro on the second row behind our championship protagonists, the primary ones at least. We head down to the first corner and Vittorio Garelli with the inside line. He should be able to hold on from there, and he does so, covers it off nicely there, makes the car wide and leads out of the first corner. There's all sorts of drama further back. I think Thomas Krasonis was airborne. Martin Dubeck in the gravel again. He falls through the order. And again, the luck that just doesn't seem to have been on his side this weekend in front of his home crowd. He'll be ruining the misfortunes. Meanwhile, Sebastian Blekemolen and Bruno Mulder's there, running together. The two-team Blekemolen cars just behind Julian Reberg in the number 77 promotion car. Another machine that's had some issues so far this weekend. You see the top five. Garrett Lowe at the back of that top five scrap, and at the front it is Vittorio Garelli. Here comes Dubeck. He's fighting his way back through the order, but I think he's outside the top 10 even. Yes, he is. See lots of damage on several cars back there. Vladimiros Siortz's number 64 machine with damage. So at the front it's Garelli from Erkli. Then it's Hazemans, Jufro, and this man Garrett Lowe trying to find a way into fourth place, but Paul Jufro covers off the inside. Is he covering or is he trying to make a move on Hazemans? It's side by side for fourth position. Garrett Lowe's gotten through, but has he got a good enough run out of the corner? That's the big question. I'm not sure he does. Jufro's going to lean on him a little bit if he possibly can, but Garrett Lowe trying to stick with it. Kicks up the grass and unfortunately has to settle for fifth for the time being, but Paul Jufro and Garrett Lowe fighting it out. Great to see Garrett up here mixing it with the fastest drivers in the pro division. Yet more proof of concept of what this young American can do. NASCAR star, of course, came from the world of esports, which is why you see the familiar BS Plus competition logos on that promotion car. He's moving into real-world motorsport at higher levels with aplomb, adapting very nicely. You ride on board here with Martin Dubeck. He's got lots of company there. Our Meta and the 77 car of Reberg. Has he got 2 for 1 there down into the first corner? Oh, I think he locked up a little bit, but I think he's got it done. Yes, 2 places in one move for Martin Dubeck. That will move him into the top 10. Dubeck has such pace around here. Always one to watch, and on this occasion in 2025, he's just not had the fortune fall his way in either the Pro or the Open division. I'd suggest the Open division is still his main priority, looking to defend his championship and win a third. Oh, Garrett Lowe with a problem. Garrett Lowe has come to a halt there at turn 3. Car isn't that far off the circuit, but I understand he's left the vehicle and we're going to continue on. Meanwhile, Vittorio Garelli has built slight cushion, just a slight cushion over Gianmarco Erkli. Certainly not comfortable given Erkli's pace yesterday. However, Vittorio Garelli does have a tyre advantage, since he only did a few laps yesterday, and of course the tyres are carried over from race 1 to race 2. And with those brake issues, he only did a handful of laps, and that's certainly going to pay off for him in the last laps of this race. Meanwhile, look at Martin Dubeck all the way up to 7th place. There have been some dropouts that have moved him further up the top 10, including Garrett Lowe, but all the same, he's working his way through the pack nicely and is now trying to make his way around Sebastian Blekemolen. Of course, the beauty of this series, especially come playoffs time, with double points on the line and no one mathematically eliminated from contention, really any driver that's been batting for the top 5 all season long could win the championship if they hit a rich vein of form. And that will be firmly in the minds of both Bleekemolen and Dubek, I suspect. But Dubek, for now, just trying to work his way up the order. He's got a good run there out of turn 21. He has the inside line. Will he be braver on the brakes than Sebastian? I think marginally, yes. And gets up into 6th position, the Hendricks Motorsport number 7 car. He's made up another place. Where could he have been in this race if it weren't for that poor first couple of corners and that run through the gravel on the exit of the first chicane? No hypotheticals, no ifs, buts and maybes at the front though, where Vittorio Girelli has continued to hold a nice margin over Gianmarco Ercoli. It's been an impressive race from both of the Italians and indeed the Dutchman Liam Hazeman's there in 3rd place. Time is starting to run out on this race though. If anyone wants to move up, they've got to do so in short order, and I'm not sure that Vittorio Girelli, as consistent as he is, I'm not sure we're going to see him make an error here, and I think an error is exactly what Gianmarco Ercoli needs. He's been on a streak, of course, Gianmarco Ercoli, 3 wins from the last 3 races, and it looks to me as if that streak is going to be ended today. I think mathematically, with the drop scores into consideration, if we finish as we are right now, it would be these 2 Italians, Girelli and Ercoli, tied in the points going into the playoffs, and that's a heck of a story. Here comes the 24 across the line to win the race, and it is Ercoli 2nd, Hazeman's 3rd, Dufresne, Mulders and Dubek are top 6, and they are tied in the points going into the playoffs. That's going to be hugely exciting. PK Carsport and Girelli have a win to celebrate though. Team boss Anthony Kumpen with the embrace there. Girelli delighted.
Perfect race. You took a lot of advantage of the tires. Ercoli couldn't really attack, and you have a really good position for the playoffs right now, right?
Yeah, it was a very good race. Yeah, we did a strategy yesterday with PK Carsport, best team in the paddock for sure. And we saved the tires. We had all issues in qualifying. We didn't have any lap in practice. So this is a really good comeback, and we go in the playoffs. I think we're even points or something, but anyway, double points, everything can happen. But it was important to get this win for the sponsors, for the family, for the team, and yeah, let's go in the playoffs. I'm hyped, looking forward.
Oschersleben and Zolder, tracks you like, or are they tricky for you?
Yeah, I love Oschersleben, also Zolder. I swept all 7 pole positions last year, and I'm very confident, especially in those tracks. So I'm very technical, I like them a lot. And we will go practicing a bit on Wednesday, so we will have also a bit of testing, which is always good, some training, you know. So looking forward to it. It's a long journey, a long battle, but we're in the play.
All right, congratulations. Thank you so much. Vittorio Girelli, your winner in Euro NASCAR Pro. When I'm right, it's a really close battle between you and Vittorio Girelli now in the championship, in the playoffs. You're tied on points, and therefore, yeah, everything will count. How was your race?
No, it's a really good race. I'm happy for the start because I stay second, and it's not easy here. So for the race, my car was really good. I tried to force for close the gap between me and Vittorio, but the tires of his car were better than mine, and at the middle of the race the difference was too much. I'm happy because take all these points here for me is an incredible result. And now start the playoff into incredible circuit for me because Oschersleben and Zolder I like too much, and come on, the way is correct, and I'm happy for the team, for my main sponsor, and go on.
A delight for Gianmarco Ercoli and for Illumitech Racing, given their recent form. Liam Hazeman's on the overall podium and winning the junior trophy. That's big for him, while Massimilio Lanza winning the Challenger trophy in round 8 of the season. But Vittorio Garelli is on top. It's tied on points between Garelli and Ercoli as we head into the playoffs. Next time out at Ottersleben will be pivotal in the 2025 NASCAR Euro Series in both the Pro and the Open divisions, so make sure you don't miss it. It's going to be a spectacle.